Hey guys, welcome to Divine Power, Accessing Your Divinity. And I want to talk about something real quick. I get this all the time where people say, well, you know what, Shamika, you were talking about being confident and stepping into your greatness. But then every time I try to do that, people accuse me of being egotistical or conceited. Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing about that you really have to understand is that we live in a society that reeks low self-esteem. Okay? So almost everybody has extremely low self-esteem. Okay? So what happens is, because people are just so used to feeling like they're this big and to not having any type of self-esteem about themselves, because that's been done in this society on multiple levels, from the things on TV, the religions, the media in every way, magazines, radio, everything is out there to teach you that you're this big, you're nothing, and how much of a big fat peon you are. Okay? So you have to realize that you're dealing with a world that feels that way about themselves. So of course, anytime somebody says, no, I feel good about myself, I feel great, they perceive that as being conceited or egotistical. Okay? Now let me tell you what the difference between like truly being egotistical and conceited versus being confident. Okay? And there's one big difference. There's really one difference between it. And the difference is your comparison to others. Okay? When you're confident and you're just feeling good about you, you really don't compare yourself to other people. You're great because you feel like you're great. That's just how you feel about you. It has nothing to do with anybody else. You don't think anybody is any less great than you or more great than you. It's just that you feel good about you. You're confident in yourself. Now, when you're egotistical and you're really not confident about yourself, but you're kind of like pretending to be, and that's what's coming across to other people, that is going to be where you're comparing yourself to other people. Okay? So your greatness means everybody else is not so great. Okay? That's not confidence. That's egotistical, which conceited is always egotistical. It's the same thing. Okay, so that's the way you can tell where you really stand on it, because you can't allow society or the world or other people to tell you where you stand on that. You can't let other people tell you whether you're egotistical and whether you're conceited or not. That's something you have to look at within yourself, because you have to understand that most of the people who are going to be telling you that have low self-esteem. They wouldn't know what egotistical or conceited was. Confidence or anything that's not low self-esteem to them is egotistical and conceited. So that's all they can see from the position that they're at. So what you have to do is look at that for yourself. So if you want to know how confident you are, look at how you feel about yourself, not in comparison or relationship to anyone else. It's simply how you feel about you, and it has nothing to do with anybody else. And then that's going to kind of tell you, if in order for you to feel good about yourself, you have to compare in your mind in some way to somebody else. Like, well, I'm this, so they're this. You know what I mean? Anytime you're thinking about anybody else, when you go to think about how you feel about you, that's a problem. That's a problem. Your self-esteem, your self-worth, and how you feel about you should be a solitary thing that goes on inside of you within your little bubble and your little world. And it really should not include anybody else, because it has nothing to do with anybody else and where they are. Whether they're great or not, whatever they are, it has nothing to do with you. Okay? So that's another way to live powerfully within yourself, not being influenced by other people because they're saying that you think you're this, or you think you're conceited, or you're egotistical. You don't judge yourself based on other people. You harness the power within you, live from the divinity within you. You have the ability to know where you stand. You have the ability to know whether you're actually egotistical or not. You know if you're conceited or not. If you only feel good when you're comparing yourself to somebody else who's not, that you would compare as being less than you, you're not really confident. That's insecurity. Okay? And so that would make you egotistical. But as long as you feel the way you do about yourself, because that's just the way you feel about yourself, and you can take everybody out of it, as far as you're concerned, everybody's just as great as you are. There's nothing wrong with thinking highly of yourself. You should. But you have to understand that you live in a society that does not think highly of themselves and that congratulates low self-esteem. They kind of call it humility, a false humility. It's not really humility, but they call it that and they think of it as humility, where it's actually this complete compression of yourself into a nothing little peon. And they call it humility, but it's really something that stems from a lack of power within yourself and low self-esteem. And people are always projecting that onto other people. They want you to do it too. Okay, they're doing it, everybody else is doing it, and they want you to do it too. But what I'm telling you is live divinely from the power within you and understand that you don't need anybody else to tell you whether you're being egotistical or where you stand in relationship to other people. Okay? You know the answer to that. So go with that and trust it. All right? All right, guys. Until next time, have a good day. Bye.